Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into an article called The Magical Power of Belief and Hope. It starts with a pretty staggering global problem, but the solution it offers, well, it's all about something surprisingly simple, yet incredibly powerful. Let's break it down.
So the article opens with just a single number. That's it, just 800,000. It's meant to hit you hard. And the immediate question is, what is that number?
Well, that's the number of people who die by suicide across the globe every single year. An absolutely devastating figure from the World Health Organization. And the author argues that, as tragic as it is, that number is really just the visible part of a much, much bigger problem. Because when you start to think about all the other things people go through, poverty, conflict, sickness, the author says the number of people living in real pain just explodes. We're talking hundreds of millions, year after year. So, the author's point is this. These aren't just a bunch of separate, isolated issues. Nope, they all boil down to one central thing, a profound crisis of hope.
Okay, so if the problem is a lack of hope, what's the fix? Well, this is where the article's main idea comes in. It suggests there's an antidote, something it calls a magical power, the power of belief and hope, which it says can literally set people free from suffering.
Magical power. Sounds great, right? But what does that actually look like in the real world? To show us, the author dives into two pretty incredible stories of survival. First up, we're in Los Angeles. A huge earthquake has just hit, and inside a collapsed building, 14 children are trapped. I mean, it's a nightmare scenario, the kind of situation where hope just seems to vanish. But here's the thing. One of the boys in there was holding on to a promise his father had made to him. This promise, it wasn't just a nice memory. The article presents it as this powerful, active thing, an anchor of belief that kept him convinced his dad was coming for him. And this is where it gets really interesting. The author argues that this one boy's belief was so strong, it became, well, contagious. It spread to the other 13 kids, and together, this shared hope kept them all alive for 36 hours until they were rescued. Their survival, the article says, wasn't just luck. It was a direct result of that belief.
All right, for the second story, we're heading to Chile, to the San Jose mine. And this is another one of those situations that just seems completely impossible. You've got 33 miners trapped 700 meters, that's almost half a mile underground. And the worst part, they only have enough food for a few days.
So, did they last a few days? A few weeks? No. Against all odds, they survived down there for an unbelievable 69 days. 69! And every single one of them was brought out alive. So the question is, how on earth did they manage that? I mean, really? The article argues that while stretching their rations was important, it wasn't the main thing. The real key to their survival was something you can't touch or measure, their collective, unwavering belief that they would be rescued.
So we have these two really dramatic, famous examples. From there, the author pivots to what they see as the ultimate modern-day case study for this idea, a community called Life Chanyuan.
Okay, so what is Life Chanyuan? Well, it's a community of more than 100 people that got its start back in 2009. They live by what the author calls a communist model, which basically means everything is shared. And this group, they are the absolute cornerstone of the article's biggest, most far-reaching argument. And their story is, it's really one of incredible hardship. For over 10 years, they were forced out of their homes again and again and again. We're talking huge financial losses, constant uncertainty, just being pushed from place to place until they finally managed to reestablish themselves in other countries.
But here's the kicker. According to the text, even after all that loss and struggle, their fundamental belief system didn't crack, not even a little. They held on, and their hope, they say, never, ever turned into despair.
And for the author, this is it. This is the ultimate proof. The fact that this community even still exists, that they got through times when they literally had, quote, run out of money and options, is presented as the final, undeniable evidence of just how powerful belief and hope really are.
So all of this, the earthquake, the miners, and especially Life Chanyuan, it all builds to a huge final conclusion. The author takes the story of this one small community and basically scales it up into a grand vision, a solution for everyone, for all of humanity.
And here it is, the grand vision. It's a massive claim, probably the boldest in the whole piece. If every single person on Earth were to adopt the Life Chanyuan way of life, all that global suffering we talked about at the beginning, including all those suicides, would just end.
So where does that leave us? The article wraps up with a very clear two-step call to action. Step 1, adopt the belief that this community's way of life is the key to saving mankind. And Step 2, hold on to the hope that following this path will actually bring about that beautiful life everyone dreams of.
And there you have it. That's the argument in a nutshell. It draws a straight line from a global crisis of suffering all the way to a very specific solution, all based on the power of belief and hope. It definitely gives you a lot to think about. And it leaves us with a final question. What are the stories of belief and hope that you find the most powerful?